Hello everyone, welcome to Healthy Options with Maureen. Finally, an ice cream recipe that is dear to my heart, but I'm sharing for this festive season. The good thing about this recipe is that it's a vegan recipe. You don't have to worry about your cholesterol. You can actually make this without an ice cream maker. And the best part of this is that it's loaded with antioxidants. It has very little sugar. The major sweetener here are the ripe bananas. Come with me as we make this. I know for sure you will like this. So for our homemade chocolate ice cream, we'll be needing some overripe bananas. We'll be needing some cocoa powder, 100% cocoa powder. That's all we have here. We'll be needing some cashews. We need some brown sugar. We need some coconut cream. So I will heat it up so that I can get the fluid or the liquid from. We need some vanilla powder. You can actually make use of the vanilla essence, as you can see here. If you have one that is completely natural, you can use it. I prefer this because it's not processed and I'm sure it's completely vanilla. So that's why I'm making use of the vanilla powder. It comes in packs like this. So these are the things we'll be needing for our chocolate ice cream. We'll be starting off right away. So the first thing you do when making your chocolate ice cream is to bleach your sugar in a food mill, a dry food mill or a coffee maker. I'm using a coffee maker in this case, but you can use the dry section of your food processor, the one you use for grinding nuts and seeds. But in this case I'll be using a coffee grinder. So right now we'll be adding our brown sugar into the food mill. I'll cover, then I'll start blending. We are doing this because we want to get it in the powder form so that it can easily dissolve alongside with the other ingredients when we blend. So I'm going to show you what it looks like now. So you can see it's in the powdered form now. I'll turn this out and the next thing I'll be blending will be the cashew nuts. So I'm going to turn this out in a bowl right now. I'm not going to bother about cleaning the coffee grinder because I'll be using the cashew nuts in the recipe as well. So I will just put a few of the cashew nuts, then I will blend to give me the texture that looks like cashew butter. So as you can see, I just placed the cover over the coffee grinder and I'm going to start milling now. So you let it rest for some time according to the instruction of your mill or your coffee grinder. Then you continue grinding. At a point you may need to scrape down the sides and keep grinding. At this stage it's in the powdered form. That's not what we are looking for. So we are going to keep blending until it gives us a smoother form like the butter texture. So we'll still blend a little further until it starts sticking together. Then we'll now turn it out and mill the other one. So I will cover it and I'll keep blending. When you start hearing the whizzing sound, you know you're almost getting there. As you can see at the base, it's becoming a bit sticky. So I'll just scrape down the sides of the mill and I will keep grinding till I have the texture of cashew butter. It doesn't have to be completely smooth, but once it starts coming together, you know you're getting there. So I'll cover this now and I'll keep milling. So as you can see, that's more like the texture of cashew butter. So we'll be turning this out and we'll go for the second batch. Then we'll proceed from there. I'll be turning it into the bowl that contains the milled sugar as well. So right now, as you can see, we've already prepped everything we'll be needing for our homemade chocolate ice cream. We have our bananas already peeled and cut into smaller shapes. We have the coconut cream melted under heat. I just threw it into a pot. Then under very low heat, I was able to melt it for just about a few seconds. Then we have the cashew nut that we ground in the mill, and also the brown sugar that we milled. So we'll be throwing everything into the blender right here and we'll start blending. The first thing that goes in, of course, will be the coconut cream. So I'm going to be pouring the coconut cream into the blender right now. So the coconut cream goes in, then the cocoa powder goes in, the vanilla powder goes in as well. Then we'll drop in the bananas a bit at a time. But last but not the least, the ground cashews and the milled sugar goes in as well. So right now we have everything in the blender and we are going to be blending away. You may need to scrape down the sides, then we'll continue blending. So we are just finishing off blending now, and this is the first stage in our ice cream making. I'll show you what the texture looks like. So that's what it looks like. We'll be pouring this out in a container. So that's what it looks like, and we'll freeze. Then midway into the freezing stage, I will get it out again and reblend it so that it gives me the texture I'm looking for. So it's been about 5 to 6 hours since I put the ice cream in the freezer. I forgot to mention that it's necessary you gently place a cling film on the surface of the ice cream. As you can see here, I'll be removing this and I'll show you how I blend for the second time. At this stage, it's partially formed, as you can see. It's not well formed, so I will blend a second time and I will return it to the freezer so I can freeze up and give the right texture. So I'll be removing this now. You can see it peels off on its own with ease, very easily. So I will place this in the blender and I will blend again. I'll return it back into this container and I will freeze again. It's very important to note that you'll be blending in 2 batches the second time, because being that the ice cream has already firmed up, it will be difficult for you to blend once. But if you blend twice, you find out that you're putting less strain on the blender. So as you can see, that's what it looks like when you're done blending the second time. Very smooth and it looks quite luscious. I'll be pouring this out into the bowl. So I'll use a spatula and scrape up everything. So I'll be blending the second batch and I'll pour into the bowl and cover with a plastic wrap. So now you can see the difference in texture between the first time it was blended and now. It looks completely like an ice cream now, except for the fact that it needs to be firmed up a little more. So I will place the cling film on top like I said, and I'll be placing it in the freezer. So to place the cling film on top, as you can see, I just cut out a rectangular shape and placed it over the cover of the ice cream. Now I will gently lower it so that it can barely touch the surface of the ice cream. You can gather it in as you go. So it's been about 30 minutes since I got my ice cream out from the freezer because it was really rock solid this time. So I let it thaw a little bit. I'll be peeling off the plastic wrap now to show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. So I'll be scooping into it to show you what it looks like. I just place this in warm water and I'll be scooping with it. So that's one scoop right there. Has the most amazing texture. So usually I sprinkle some cashew shavings on it. I just used a grater to grate some cashews, and that was what gave me that texture you saw there. So I'm going to sprinkle some cashew shavings to give it a bit of color. So that's one of the ways I would serve my chocolate ice cream. I hope you give this recipe a go and let us know what your take is on it. Thank you.